Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, Veronica?
It's going great. How are you, Harrison?
It's been 1 week since we talked about, or actually,
It's been a weekend.
because Doctor Strange just came out. But that's not what we're talking about today. Because welcome, this is episode 50. Oh God, is it 3? 2?
53.
3. Yeah, because 53. Yeah, 53? I mixed it up because I was like, oh, Doctor Strange blew me out of proportion. Like it's just multiverse, whatever. But yeah, episode 53 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a right
Hype.
This is a different multiverse.
It's a
Whoa.
different multiverse.
You go watch the movie.
Yeah. Hype.
Because I'm one of your hosts, Harrison O, and I'm joined by Veronica Vo.
I'm right here.
Here. On my left. Wait. Directions are hard. Don't worry about it. Because if you're new here, we just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. Some would say conversing.
Wow, like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. Beat you to it because you're the host.
Oh my God. She's on it today. But yeah, you can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice.
We're everywhere on 10 different platforms. Got 'em.
10 plus?
10 plus.
Is it 10 plus? 10
numbers. Or 10. I don't know.
Numbers.
We're in there.
We're there. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Everywhere.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the season of Moon Knight, because we don't know if there's another season, but it feels like there would be.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more. Yeah. It's just
Moon
Moon
Knight
Knight.
season. Yeah, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
We watched Moon Knight. It's finished the week of Doctor Strange drop. Yes. So, big thing is, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it beforehand. Click the like button, save this video, do whatever you need to.
Go on another tab. Get into your Disney Plus account.
Yeah.
Or mooch off of it, like Harrison.
Like I do off of Veronica. Easy. Business expense. But yeah, come back in a couple days or so. Or if you watch it all in one sitting, that's fine. It's only 6 episodes. Watch that and come right back and listen to our thoughts about it. Easy.
Exactly. Easy.
And by the way, we're sponsored by Anchor, but we'll get into that later.
Much later.
Veronica.
Harrison.
What are your thoughts pre-spoiler?
Talking's hard.
Talking's hard today.
Words are hard today.
Non-spoiler thoughts on Moon Knight. Go.
Well, I was very excited for this because it felt like it had this darker tone to it. Because, the only other dark tone was Loki, I think.
Esque, yeah.
And Loki
Dark-esque.
And WandaVision, dark-esque.
Yeah, It always teeters. It always gets close, right?
Yeah, but this one felt like it was in it. We were in dark, in horror trope. Mm-hmm. So I was very excited. And plus, Moon Knight's is one of those weird characters that he interacts with Spider-Man. He interacts with Deadpool a lot. We're introducing him, so I was like, oh, where are we going with him?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Per usual with this phase. It's what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. What's going on in this phase? So I was very excited. I don't know how I felt about Oscar Isaac. Just because I know he's been burned by Star Wars. And so I think he was from all the interviews I've read and listened to, he was very reluctant to go into a Marvel contract. But now since Marvel doesn't do by series anymore, or
they don't
years,
do they don't give them that what's it, the
that 6-year contract, right?
Yeah, something. They don't do they do it based on projects now. Yes.
Yeah. So now it's based on projects, and I think that's what got him, was it's just by projects. So I don't have to stick around after this season.
If it doesn't good, I don't have to stick
around. If it turns out to be really bad, he doesn't have to come back. But I think it turned out pretty well. Yeah. But yeah, that's my overall non-spoiler thoughts. How about you, Harrison?
I'm along the same lines. I think for me it was a lot of, for Moon Knight, I was very excited because it just looked like it was something different from what we've been getting. Overall, I think it was really good. I think Oscar Isaac did a pretty good job. They kept the mystery, they kept the hook on. again, I'm gonna add this probably later. I'll probably get on it a bit more, but it is another form, not super formulaic, but they Marvel with their shows at least do that same thing of here's the hook. We're gonna talk. We're gonna let you talk about it for a week, and then here's a new episode. I mean that's normal. That's also normal TV. That's nothing new. But in this one, it came back again. But otherwise, I thought it was still a fun watch. I'm really curious how I feel about it if I just watch it all in one sitting.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say it was really cool that this is like I think this is their first foray into the Egyptian mythology.
Yes.
Because from my knowledge, they've always just focused on Norse because Thor, and then the next Thor is going to touch on Greek. And then with this show, they finally do Egypt or Egyptian mythology.
Egyptian mythology, which was pretty cool.
It was a good play on it. Again, I also don't know too much. It's starting to become this point where I think I'm just becoming like this guy that just watches Marvel stuff because we're so deep into it. I knew.
But it's also the weird phase too. Like I don't know.
It is touching all this like obscure stuff, but they allude to like all the big hidden content that they could have. But it was also nice. Like it was just nice to see it because I knew the idea of Moon Knight, and I don't know if it's people are talking about it, but I understand like the whole idea is like he, I won't say it.
Not yet. Yeah,
just in case. I just won't say it. Just in case. I think go ahead and watch it because I think that's a cool twist on how they portray the character.
Yeah.
And music was good. Music was great. Music choice was awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool to see. Like I think I see a lot of people on TikTok. Like a lot of the Egyptians were like, "Yep, this is like not just like the tip. It wasn't super stereotypical. It was like
but it was
modern,
accurate, somewhat
accurate. Somewhat accurate, but like more modern music." Was playing. I was like, that was dope. I think every time I think the biggest like one of the jokes I saw on TikTok was like after the season ends something crazy like violent happens and then you just hear the music and you're just vibing the rest of the time. Like, hell yeah. But overall I think it was a fun watch. Very interesting, good amount of suspense. Had questions throughout the entire time. Yeah, I think I think it was a very fun watch.
I agree.
I think I'm going to put you on the spot. Where do you put this compared to the other shows on your gut reaction?
I would put this above Hawkeye, above Falcon and Winter Soldier. But I would not put it above Loki or WandaVision. Those two are still pretty good. I would also put it above What If. So it's in like the top tier, but not like all the way up there. Not like number one.
It's not bottom rung.
It's not bottom rung. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm about the same. It's about the same for me, actually.
I had to think about that. I was like, where are all the shows we're at right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we're going to do what we've been doing and taking a break since this is probably a good spot because we're going to go into spoilers. So on that note, we're going to talk about our sponsor.
On this episode, we are sponsored by Anchor. It is a free podcast hosting service that we actually use. We've been using Anchor since we've started the podcast. It's because there are creation tools that allow us to record and edit the podcast right from our phones and computers. A huge plus for us is that Anchor would distribute our podcast to all platforms such as Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and many more. It really is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one spot. Please download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started.
And we're back.
Oh, wow.
To talk about
coffee break.
Nice coffee.
Nice monster break. Ooh, that monster's coming back again.
Ooh, yeah. Cycling it out. Yeah, now we're going to the spoiler territory.
Spoiler alert.
Hands off? I don't know.
Let's not count because I can't count and Harrison would make a TikTok out of that.
No. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Spoiler count in 5.
I'll be like 3.
just because.
Yeah.
All right. Spoilers. We'll do what we typically do. What did you like or didn't like? What popped out? How did you feel? In more context?
In more context, I love Steven. I like as because I watch his weekly, usually like the day after or day of, depending on how busy like work was and what we're doing. But the more episodes that was releasing, the more I loved Steven. I
initially thought he was really annoying. Honestly,
yeah.
I couldn't handle. I was like, this is so. Maybe it was because it was super awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, but he was that character that you kind of like relate to, but also don't, because he was a little weird in the beginning.
He was still the perfect like vehicle to go along with like the viewer, because he's like, I don't know what's going on, and we don't either.
He was like in the moment, like
yes,
what's going on? So Steven with a V.
With a V.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, Steven's such like a sweetheart. I just like. I enjoyed him the more episodes like start coming out.
Yeah.
And I think so I don't like scary stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it's not a con, it's a pro, but the scary stuff that like would pop out, or like darkness.
Yeah.
Like that bathroom scene, that was good.
Oh, that was pretty freaky.
That was pretty freaky.
I, like you, also don't like scary stuff, but it was still like fun to watch. I was like, dang, this is suspenseful.
Yeah, the suspense.
Can we just talk about how like Oscar Isaac actually kind of he killed it, like switching back and forth.
Switching back and forth.
Yeah. So good.
Did you know, fun fact, did you know that his British accent was so bad that the director was like, we're not going to use this British accent. But then they were so far into filming the episodes that he had to stick with it.
Oh.
But I think it gives Steven like that appeal to me, you know, that cute little accent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's funny how like because when all we knew was the two suits, right? And how Mark Spector had like the legit Moon Knight suit, and then Steven again, they do a very good job at differentiating, because the accents is what helps differentiate at the end of the day.
And the posture and how they hold themselves too.
Yeah.
Like, because usually Steven's like kind of like holding himself, like hunched.
And like Mark is like more just like
more like the confident
confident
personality.
Do what it needs to get done.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
But I also thought the switch, like when they first brought out the Moon Knight costume, that panel and like switch of costume was really cool. I was like, oh,
I love how like
clean.
People were like, oh, that's probably Mr. Knight, like with the suit and stuff.
Oh, the suit, yeah.
But then like it's just like Steven being Steven in his suit, and it's just the funniest thing ever. Khonshu is also interesting.
Khonshu was very interesting. I don't know where to put him in, like, because I know a little bit about Egyptian mythology, and I was like reading up on it. I was like, I don't know how I feel about you pre-show, and now the show happened, but you can tell he aged because like of the hair like sticking between his neck and head. I was like, well, damn, you aged pretty badly.
Wait, Khonshu, like the Birdman?
Yeah, because you can tell there's like rough like.
Oh, I guess I did. Oh, you're right.
Oh,
you're right.
Yeah.
I did notice that. I just for a second I just forget, because I just see the head.
The head. Oh yeah, but you don't. The detail is really. But the detail.
Crazy. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about Layla?
So I like her, but I also don't like her. I don't know if it was because they introduced her like hero status, because she's the love interest of
right.
Steven or Mark. Well, Moon Knight. Mark. Yeah, Mark, because she's Mark's wife. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have to watch this in bulk to understand her storyline like fully, but it felt very choppy to me because she was introduced a little later, like end of episode 2. which to me is pretty late in a 6-episode series.
Yeah, I think it's just because I think it's mainly just because they were trying to set up Steven as like a character, because you have to get accustomed to Steven, the idea of Steven. Yeah. And then I think episode 2 is like when they introduced Mark, was it not? Somewhat?
Yes. Yeah, somewhat. Okay. Yeah. So I like her, but also I'm just like, what, like, because at the end of episode 6, she kind of like was a temporary avatar, and she got like a suit to fight and help Mark and Steven. So I was just like, maybe it was like too choppy for me, like the pacing was too slow. But that's from a perspective of me watching it weekly. Yeah. So I don't know if I bulk watch it, if it'll be a smoother journey for her.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I feel that. Yeah, I was just indifferent. I just hear like a lot of people, or actually I don't know. Now that I think about it, I see a lot like posts about her, like, because maybe it's just because she got introduced as like the Scarlet Scarab, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that, I don't remember if Scarlet Scarab is like original, like MCU original.
I don't know if that's MCU original.
I think it is, but because she's an original character, I thought.
Yeah, she is.
Right?
She is.
Yeah. So I believed, see, this is again me not knowing, because at this point I don't know all the characters.
Yeah, no, she's an original character. I just don't know if like her superhero is like the original character, but she is the love interest of Mark.
Yeah,
they're married.
Yeah. How did you feel about the action sequences in this?
I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. That's how I wanted Falcon and Winter Soldier to kind of be like.
Yeah.
And they did not deliver, but Moon Knight definitely delivered. Like the panning of like Moon Knight and the moon, like whether it was a full moon or whether it was like the crest, that was really cool.
Crescent, yeah.
Him flying too, that was really cool.
That was dope. Yeah, I think Moon Knight as a character, now that with the tech now, it just looks really cool, right? At this point.
Oh yeah.
What I loved how they kind of kept us in like this in suspense was like when he all of a sudden Mark even Mark blacks out, and the entire time I think the thread of like who's doing what, because Mark thought it was Steven, but Steven's like, no, I thought it was you.
It was
but
you.
But they just kept that third alter like under wraps. Cough. Jake Lockley.
Cough.
Did you expect them to drop him like that?
I wanted him dropped by like episode 4 when we saw the tomb, the unopened tomb, when they were in that like afterlife, or in between afterlife and like actually like leaving Earth. Whatever it's called. So I wanted him introduced earlier, but that was a nice surprise at the end.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. That was a really good surprise.
Because he speaks Spanish, and then that's why I was like, if they continue it, it's gonna be like the three, like essentially
three
like
of them.
British accent, English, and then like Spanish.
Yeah.
That'll be like a nice like. I think that's a very good play on like how to differentiate the characters.
Yeah.
Because typically, they kept it kind of similar. Like he's a cab driver, and I think I don't remember him being. I don't think he was Hispanic though. So.
I don't think so, but I think Oscar wanted him to be Hispanic.
Yeah.
At least speak Spanish, because then
he can,
he can differentiate.
Yeah. What did you think? Oh, I guess what do you think of how the gods and the avatars were portrayed?
I think that's one of my cons. I wish there was more backstory, like at least like seeing them interact together instead of being like avatars to humans. Yeah. Because budget. But there was at one point where they were all like together with their human avatars, but I was kind of getting confused. I was like, who are you to this human?
The only person I figured was like the one in the suit was Osiris, right?
Yeah.
And then who was the one whoever? I only knew the two of them. That was the only two because they focused on them. Was him and then the friend of Khonshu, or the one that was more friends with him, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish there was more background to the gods.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, let us in on, like, the feud and, like, what's going on. kind of more, because there's people that won't know,
right,
know, the Egyptian myth.
Because like for instance, gods. Like I don't know too much, but I knew enough that I was like kind of confused when they showed. I can never say her name that well. Taweret.
The
Taweret?
hippo.
The hippo.
Taweret. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Anubis is technically the god of like the underworld, and he would do all those.
Yeah.
But then they did. I think I saw it for a split second. And I think my fiance confirmed it. She was like, "It. You know how they got locked away? Like when they locked away Khonshu, they showed the other statues, and it showed like Anubis. There's Anubis in the corner.
There's an Anubis on there. Yeah.
So, I thought that was. So then at first I was like, wait, why is she handling the underworld? Because there's not. They almost sealed all the way.
Yeah.
They almost sealed all the other gods away.
Yep.
Talking is hard.
And she's the goddess of rebirth.
So it still makes sense.
Yeah. She was so cute.
She's great. If anything, I love that was the one cliffhanger where I was like, I need to know more.
She's like, hello.
Hi. I was like, oh my god.
She was so cute.
I
was just great. Like, a little hippo.
Yeah. It was great. It was just so. Their takes are very interesting. Your takes are very interesting, and I think it's fine. It's just very Disney MCU-fied for a lot of things. That like Khonshu, for instance, is very like the way he talked. I didn't expect it, or he had like a godly like air, but like how he would say certain things, like, "Oh God, it's the idiot again."
Yeah.
It was just different, right? Again, it's just different.
It's the scripting. I get it. It's just kind of the scripting.
How did you feel about?
Oh wow, I'm being put on the spot this entire podcast.
Yeah. Typically, I'm changing it up.
Yeah. You're changing it up. Yeah.
Because you put me on the spot all the time. Oh. How'd you feel about the villain? Because for Arthur Harrow and like Ahmed, like the whole. What?
I'm still like thinking about this because I don't know how I feel about Arthur.
It felt like it was put on the back burner for like a couple episodes, right?
Yeah. Because it went back from like Arthur like in reality versus Arthur as in their like head, like their dream.
It was super trippy. Yeah.
In their minds.
Asylum, the mind.
The asylum mind thing. I think I preferred the dream asylum Arthur over reality Arthur because I felt like reality Arthur was a little forced on me as an audience.
I thought that was a nice twist. Like it would have been a really interesting twist. It's like I was like, oh, what if they are just in an asylum? What's happening? What's going on? I'm so confused.
Yeah. That would have been good.
Yeah, I just felt like the Arthur Harrow like was just like a driving point of like, oh, we're gonna resurrect Ahmed.
Of releasing her.
Yeah, that was just the whole point. And I mean that's fine. I guess.
I mean they released her for like an episode and a half and then kind of
I mean I feel like the whole goal was essentially just like to explore Mark and Stephen Grant as a character.
Yeah.
And then everyone else really is just like that's what it felt like to me. Is that everything was just like a side thing.
Yeah.
But here's the big focus because the big confusion is between the two. Sometimes.
Yep. Or three.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah, Arthur just felt like he was forced on the audience. Or me as the audience.
Or also, I guess it was like
because he was like that cult leader, and then he was kind of like, "Oh, I'm gonna judge you, power," you know.
It was very I mean, and then down to the conflict, it is like it's like the idea of like, oh, Khonshu only exacts judgment on those that deserve it for sure. And then Ahmed is trying to get rid of that ahead of time. So it's like the ideology. I get it. I get the conflict on that. It just felt, I don't know. Sometimes, it just felt like it was just unfocused and focused again.
Yeah.
But because there are times when I don't know. And this is why I was like, the way the season was handled, it felt like it was unknown that it was going to get renewed. Because typically you can tell, like on some of those previous seasons, it will say at the end, it's like Loki will return for season 2. Right?
Yeah.
For instance, this one did not say it. I mean,
it's not even renewed yet.
Is it not? I thought they.
I don't think it was. Unless,
for Loki?
Oh, not Loki, Moon Knight.
Oh, no, Moon Knight, yeah, no, Moon Knight, no.
Okay, I know Loki has season 2.
Because for a while, it was up in the air. I was like, wait, are they making a season 2? Or is this just it? Or are they going to recast Isaac? It was like, Oscar, it was like all these weird speculations.
I'm positive Oscar will come back.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think he enjoyed making this a little too much to like not go more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There was one more thing.
How'd you feel? My question now. How'd you feel about that Asylum episode with the childhood flashbacks?
That was my next question.
That.
Oh, nice flip. All right. That was really depressing. Like, it alluded to it the entire time. Like, it was like Mark had something to hide, and you didn't know what he was trying to hide. And I thought it was gonna be like, oh, he killed the dad. Like, he's the one that straight up killed the dad. But it wasn't the case, because they finally revealed that just happened. But how his whole childhood trauma is like how Stephen Grant was created. Yeah.
I didn't think Disney would go this dark for like trauma, for childhood trauma. So that really caught me off guard. I was like, dang, y'all really went in on the abuse.
Yeah. Because it was really unfortunate. Because the entire time I was like, oh, I think when it hit was like when he was showing the room of like all the dead people. Which also, again, it was like, whoa, this is weird. And it showed the little boy. I was like, oh no. At first I was like, did he kill someone? No, I doubt it. And it ended up being like his
But you
brother.
Saw the little boy.
Yeah.
It was his brother.
And then poor Steven's like, oh man, it was crazy. Because I was like, I thought the boy was like he created an altar for Steven as in like that's his brother. But not the case. But yeah,
it wasn't crazy. The case. Yeah. It's to hide his grief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you think Steve, like, at that point after that reveal, did you think that they actually would leave Steven?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah. Because Mark got to the field of reeds. I was like, whoa. Yeah. That's crazy.
I really thought Steven was going to be a goner.
Mm-hmm.
I was very emotional after that episode. I was like, oh my God, Steven, their childhood memories and trauma. Like,
which is crazy because you start off, or at least for me, I started off like not super into Steven. I thought he was like annoying and interesting.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, we're about to get Mark Spector, who's like the actual badass. But then you start learning like, oh, it's like
they need each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like when Steven got dropped, I actually was just like, oh God, it's happening.
I know. I was like,
and then for a split second, I was like, wow, I actually feel bad for this character.
Yeah.
It's like it's like that moment of like, I think the best way to say it is like, oh, for Mandalorian, when you watch Mandalorian, you wanted Boba Fett, but then you want Boba Fett, you wanted Mandalorian. So it's like that whole, I want to go back. Like it was,
You want more stuff coming out. For other side characters, yeah. No, but they like you find out as you're watching this even more, like they need each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm curious how Jake will intertwine in their friendship.
3's gonna be a crowd.
Maybe it's like 2-on-1, where it's just like Steve and Mark, and then like I don't know how they're gonna bounce around that.
Yeah, because now Steve and Mark are like bros, or like buddy. They're like attached at the hip, whatever you want to call it. At this rate, we don't know. They're bros. But yeah, and then Jake could be like that asshole. But I mean, I've seen like comic stills of like all 3 interacting. So
yeah, they all interact well in the comics.
It's so interesting because it's like in the comics you just kind of you have to show all 3. While here, like acting, he'll like probably go back and forth. So it'll be interesting. Because you know how they played off the reflection?
Yeah.
So then now it's like, oh, what if it like turns here, turns up here, up there? Yeah. Well, all 3.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think the only negative I had was I wanted more of everything, and I felt like it really did just feel like they were just saying like this is the one season they weren't sure if they're going to renew, so they had to like touch on all these points and wrap up all these things really quick. Like I feel like Scarlet Scarab, like for Layla, that maybe would have been like a season 2 thing, maybe, or season finale, which it was.
But then, they could have extended it to 2 more episodes. I think it would have been good.
Yeah, but it felt like her thing was rushed in a sense.
Oh
it didn't build. It just kind of felt like, oh, we just want to do this real quick.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then, because I feel like, yeah, I just felt like they dump all it. And does this still, after all these shows and seasons of MCU, like their MCU, I'm going to rephrase my question because I had a brain fart. Essentially, after watching all these shows, do you feel like their 6-episode format is still viable?
It is not. I feel it feels rushed or forced to finish up storylines, like you've said. Or it leaves me wanting more, but then you have to wait, like, oh, is it going to renew for season 2? Or, oh, are they just going to put this in a movie? Whatever movie
it's like
they're connected
that's
to.
The unknown.
It's the unknown. I don't think 6 is good enough for me anymore. It made sense for WandaVision. It made sense for What If.
But WandaVision was 8.
Oh, yeah, WandaVision was 8.
Yeah.
On the fly. It was 8 on the fly.
Yeah. Everything else after, though, was...
everything was 6.
Actually, was What If 6 or 7?
Maybe 6.
Because I remember how I think What If had like that maybe one episode
7.
that got cut.
Oh, yeah.
I think those are the only 2, but everything else, like Hawkeye was 6.
I think 6 is too short.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. 8 was good. 8 with WandaVision was pretty good.
At minimum. But I guess, again, like this is just in hindsight. I also don't know what else they could expand on. This is just like my gut feeling on how the seasons are going. But again, I don't know, like, I could say all these things, but if they portray it and it ends up just filling up more time, then maybe not a good idea. So who knows? Yeah.
But Marvel, they always have formula. They always stick to it for a while. And then they kind of like expand out. So I like, they're very formulated. Yeah. As a whole. Well, at least they're consistent. So,
Can I also add, really quick, one last thing? Because I'm pretty much... This is the only thing left.
Oh.
The fact that oh, wait. Nope. Sorry. I almost spoiled something else. My bad. Nope. We're not going to talk about it.
Okay. We're not going to talk about it.
Not going to talk about it.
Okay, cool.
I jumped...
Awkward.
I almost said something for Doctor Strange because in my head I was like looking at something else.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no.
My bad.
We have a whole episode on Doctor Strange.
And I wish I said that in that episode.
Oh.
So, it's fine.
It's okay.
Fine. Overall, I think my one last thing is I just like Mr. Knight versus Moon Knight.
Moon Knight? Oh,
Mr. Knight is hilarious.
Moon Knight is good for fighting, but Mr. Knight is chef kisses for the screen.
Golden Retriever energy.
Yeah. 100%.
I think someone was like, wow, we see this man, he's in the promotions, he's looking suave and he looks so cool.
But in reality,
we realize, oh, it's Steven.
It's just with a V, Steven with a V.
My bad. Well, do you got anything else, Veronica?
I don't. It was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, fun to watch.
It. Yeah,
very trippy.
It's different.
It's different.
It's trippy.
Again, it's different, but also what's new with this phase at this point?
Hey, it's trippy and different this phase.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. But thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon at NgoVo Convo. NgoVo Convo.
Wow, you can spell.
I can. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and notification bell to get updates for when we upload. And subscribe.
It's down
Buttons
here.
right below.
Me.
Yeah, right below Veronica.
Believe me.
But yeah, just let us know how we're doing, what you want to see next. Other than that, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.